All right. We are live, ladies and gentlemen. My name is that one, that only, that beautiful Rhode Island Red Rooster. We are tuned in to another episode live, and tonight's science is going to be understanding the business agenda. Understanding the business agenda. So, as you guys come in, give me an audio check. Let me know that everything is good. And we'll go ahead and break into tonight's science. Um, no, I ain't been doing my lives and stuff like I ain't been kicking them out and stuff like I supposed to. And again, I apologize. Uh, just had an issue I had to deal with and stuff with the truck. I had to put a new radiator up here. Busy and hostile. All right, brother Jeff, what's going on with you? Hope that everything is good. Um, yeah, I've been dealing with these leaks and stuff like that. So I hope winter is going to be in full effect, and so with that's going on and stuff like that, I hope that you get your truck prepared for this winter that's coming. I just had to replace 4 batteries up here probably about a month ago. All right, Chase and Andrew, what's going on with you? Or should I say Supervisor Andrews? Yeah, we're going. Yeah, Supervisor Andrews. Uh, all right, brother Preach, what's going on? Which hope everything is good. Is my audio coming through okay? As I'm sounding all right? Yeah, cause yeah, had loud and clear. All right, Sean Fairman. All right, appreciate it. All right, brother Preacher again. Let's see, G Logistics. I'm doing okay. Doing all right. Um, but yeah, I hope you guys getting your trucks and stuff ready for the winter. Cause as you can tell, if your truck sound, if it's running a little funny and stuff like that, it's just the winter time, and so them batteries, them cold cranking amps and stuff, they tend to give up the ghost, along with some of your clamps and stuff like that. So if you're looking at your truck and you see that you're losing coolant, or if you're losing coolant, or if your amps and stuff aren't stabilizing like they supposed to, if you get some kind of rotten egg smell and stuff like that, it's time to go and change them batteries now while it ain't frigid yet. It ain't frigid yet and stuff. So I had my radiator and my heater core and stuff in my sleeper that went out on me. So I had to go and get that changed, which put me out of work for it put me out of work for 2 days. But everything is fixed and everything is everything. So we move on to the next things I'm dealing with the truck right now. But anyhow, if y'all guys been paying attention, if you've been paying attention, I've been kind of sitting back and seeing, okay, um, I've been sitting back and seeing and stuff. Okay, you seen a whole bunch of stuff been rolling out, and I said, okay, now I wonder if people are going to be paying attention to what the business agenda is, or they just going to sit there and be an echo chamber of one of the problems that we got in the trucking industry, which is somebody puts out something, and then everybody just follows behind it and stuff, and ain't nobody got no real information. You seen a few articles and stuff about what's supposed to be coming down the pipeline and stuff like that. And people they've been getting the information and they've been rolling with it, and they've been putting the false information on out there and stuff. And so, like I said, here it is again. It is again and stuff. People don't understand the difference between. They don't understand the verbiage and stuff, right? You know, cause they don't read, and you don't read, you don't understand words. When you understand words, you know, like what's the difference between a law and a proposal? A proposal, you know, some of the things that they think they said, well, we're willing to hear some things out, but it's not to say that it's not to say that it's to say all and be all and stuff, right? So let's go ahead and break on into it because again, what's the business agenda behind everything? Okay, so they talking about, you know, a lot of people been talking about, oh, it's the great purge and all this stuff here. So um, let's see my thing. Let's see what you got, Mr. Jeff. Hold up before I start going into it. Let's see. My thing is you have to do it yourself in order to really know what you have to do and can definitely use pointers from people like yourself who are experienced. Okay, all right, yeah. So, um, kind of lost my chain of thought and stuff for a second. But what I'm saying is that you know it's been a string of things, a string of proposals, right? Proposals. That means that thinking about they're thinking about it stuff. They're discussing it, but it doesn't mean that it's set in stone. It doesn't mean that it's set in stone and stuff. And so, you know, they put it on out there and then drivers start worrying about stuff that in reality, it ain't affecting you, number one. And number two, if it's affecting you, it's not affecting you as much as you making it out to be and stuff. So first thing first. All right, the drug, you know, we talking about the hair follicle test, right? They've been talking about the great purge. They're gonna be purging a whole bunch of truck drivers out of the industry and stuff like that. I'm saying that's not part of the business agenda. It's not. It's not part of the business agenda. What they do, they put fillers out there to see, okay, who's paying attention and stuff, and then who's sitting there falling for the traps and stuff. And so, you know, now they got a whole bunch of content of people out here that's talking about things and these false narratives and stuff like that. And then you got to go in and you got to explain to folk, okay, dude, how does that affect you? Okay, they talking about the hair follicle test, right? They talking about the hair follicle test. I'm like, first off, how does that affect you if you got your CDL? Do you do drugs? Do you do drugs and stuff? And so if you don't do drugs, how's it going to affect you? You know, if you don't know how to put the pipe down, if you don't know how to put down the pipe, if you don't know how to, you know, give up the weed and stuff like that, then yeah, I can see where that's going to be a problem. But they saying the hair follicle test is something that they are considering. It's something that they're considering. It's not something that they're saying they're going to do because, again, they got to look at it from a business standpoint. They got to look at it from a business standpoint. A drug test and stuff like that. They're saying, well, you know, a lot of people are going out here. They're getting certified. A lot of people going out here and they're getting certified to do drug tests. Drug tests cost you anywhere between 30. It costs you anywhere from $30 to $100 to do a drug test, right? So you know, then they got to pull up the randoms and all this other stuff there. So you got policy. You got policy, right? That goes on with the company, and then you got what the actual law says that they're going to do. And so, again, I mean, you know, hey, if you don't do drugs, if you don't do drugs, then why are we having this conversation? What are you worried about? That's an open and shut case and stuff. So they do hair follicle tests, right? If they get around to that, they start, you know, they like I said, they're just considering it. But you know, here's the thing here that people don't really talk about with that is that the people that are talking about the hair follicle test and stuff, these are the same folk. These are the same people. These companies are responsible for 80 to 90% of all driver fatalities. 80 to 90% of all driver fatalities. I said this a long time ago. I said, how is it that these companies can be a part of a safety administration when they lead in driver fatalities and accidents. How can you be part of a safety administration? You know, a quick search will show you all the statistics and stuff, man, lead to the accident. So you saying that even though you do all this extensive drug testing, even though you got all these safety devices in your equipment, you got all these safety programs and stuff like that, you still lead in accidents and driving fatalities. But you want people to go out here and participate in a program when you can't even fix the stuff that's going on inside your own house. So that's why I'm saying, you look at it from a business, you look at that from a business perspective, and you use that. Say, listen, I'm not concerned about any hair follicle test, but how is that cutting down? How is that cutting down on your carrier, right? Which the guys and stuff that don't do drugs, they don't do drugs. They got speed limiters on their trucks. They got the speed limiters on their trucks. They don't do drugs. They don't do alcohol. Y'all got all this extensive safety programs and stuff like that. They got to go in every quarter and look at film strips and sometimes retest and all this other nonsense there. And yet it can't cut down on the accidents that your company's had. Just saying, So what's the business agenda? All right. um, what's the second thing and stuff? The speed limiters, right? The speed limiters. The FMCSA is going to be rolling out a proposal. Don't nobody know what's in it except the folk. Don't nobody know what's in it except the folk that's going to be sitting there and writing it, and we ain't gonna know anything until June. But what? Don't nobody know until June and stuff. What everybody talk? Oh man, they talking about cutting the trucks back to 60 mile an hour and stuff. Man, they gonna be putting the speed limiters and stuff in the truck. It's called a proposal. A proposal is a suggestion. It's a suggestion of something that's going to be coming down the pike soon. It's going to be something that's coming down the pike soon and stuff. That was the same thing with this whole ELD stuff. I'm like, oh man, they're going to be putting well, they did put the ELDs in the truck and stuff. But everybody was talking about, oh, it's going to be the end of trucking. This was way back in the early 2000s. Man, the ELDs is going to be the end of trucking and stuff. And so they said the mandate was supposed to come in July 16th, 2012. July came and went, but before July got here, the OYDA looked at the work. They looked at the proposal. Right? Well, they ain't look at the proposal. It was law then. They looked at the mandate. They went through it with a fine tooth comb, and they said, you know what? If this comes into fruition, we are going to sue the heck out of the government. We're going to sue y'all because it does not clarify what this states right here specifically. FMCSA looked at that. They said, okay, all right, well, we got to go back in and we got to rework it. And you didn't hear nothing else from for 4 years. You didn't hear nothing about it for 4 years and stuff. So the mandate finally came in. The mandate finally came in 2018, right? Oh, that's supposed to be the end of trucking and stuff. And here we are over here in 2022. I gotta ask the question. 2022 and stuff, man. Is the industry making less money or more money? Are you being more effective or less effective? Is your business running more refined? Is it running more refined and stuff, or are you closing your doors? Because I know people sitting there talking about, oh well, the doors and stuff was closing, but it's always the same thing: poor management. Folk going in there taking money, not putting the money where it's supposed to be. They said the ELDs was supposed to be shutting stuff down. The ELDs ain't shutting nothing down. Everybody's still getting up. Everybody's still getting out here and making money. So the ELDs really didn't do anything. The ELDs didn't really do anything and stuff, right? So I'm just saying. So now we fast forward to this proposal, right? Now, Why are they waiting until 2023 to roll it out and stuff? They could just roll it out right now and stuff. You got elections. You got election coming up. The midterms right round the corner. You got the midterms coming up right round the corner and stuff. And so, um, people tend to forget. People tend to forget whose side is on whose side and stuff like that. When I'm saying when it comes to the FMCSA, they are bipartisan when it comes to trucking. They're bipartisan. It ain't what political party is in it. It doesn't matter what political party and stuff that was in, you know, that's in office. Every one of them, both Democrat and Republican, had their hands in, making the laws that we face now and stuff in trucking. So, again, when you don't understand the business agenda, you get out here, you start saying a whole bunch of stuff. You just go babbling about things that don't really make sense and stuff from a business perspective. Okay, so um, the speed limiters again. Nobody knows what's in the law, what they're proposing and stuff until June of next year. June of next year, so it's still time. It's still time and stuff, and so you know, um, what I'm thinking is going to be a great big nothing burger. It's going to be a great big nothing burger by the time it get here, because a lot of y'all don't even notice you got speed limiters on your truck anyway. You got speed limiters on your truck anyway and stuff. But like I said, don't nobody know anything till June. So if anybody's sitting out here putting all this information out, talking about, oh yeah, they're gonna do it, it's only a proposal. And if anybody say anything otherwise, then just let you know they uninformed. Okay, and then the last thing, which I was saying, I'm like, okay, here we go. Um, Joe Biden has been talking about revamping the labor laws and stuff that goes on, some of these labor laws and stuff that goes on. I said, up, here we go. So people was looking at AB5. People was looking at AB5. They was talking about doing that on a federal level. I said, well, it works in some instance. It works in some instances, but the thing is, you don't really understand business and how stuff works. It hasn't really shut anything down over there in California. The only thing it does in California, it just says that, well, um, you can't have a license. You can't do leasing. You can't do leasing, and you can't have a license in California. So that means that, well, all right, it gave people the opportunity to say, well, this is not going to be my primary base right here. I'm gonna open up a terminal here. I'm gonna open up a terminal here and stuff. So you guys and stuff still want to be leased on, just go over there to Arizona. Go to Arizona and stuff, right, and get you a license over there and stuff like that. Business is still gonna be business. That's all it did and stuff. California looked at it and stuff, and for some reason, they just got a. What is it you want me to say again? But for some reason, they thought that it was supposed to be shutting stuff down over there in California. The license, oh, the license is simple. Is that nobody, people in California, they weren't getting their CDLs in California. They weren't getting their CDLs in California. They go to Arizona. They're going to Arizona. Well, Arizona is just say all and be all and stuff. That's where everybody went. Arizona and New Mexico. Arizona, New Mexico, and Nevada. You know, people weren't getting. They was getting stuff out of California, but the operational costs and stuff that's there. The operational costs and stuff that's there. They was like, I could just I can open up my base of operations and stuff, right, somewhere else. I can still operate here in California, right? But all my licensing is going to be over here in another state, and I'm gonna just snatch up some. I'm just snatch up some of the business because I keep saying the whole thing of AB5 was supposed to stop the gig jobs and stuff, but when they rolled out AB5, they rolled out Proposition 22, which pretty much nullified what the whole thing of AB5 was about because everybody was complaining about the fact of working for Uber and Lyft and all these application-based companies. They were talking about that they wasn't getting they wasn't making any money and they couldn't classify themselves as this certain and they couldn't qualify for benefits and all the other stuff there. So they rolled out AB5. They rolled out AB5 and stuff, right? But they rolled out Proposition 22, and Proposition 22 said that, well, hey, you can still be an independent contractor as long as you work for an application-based company. So it nullified everything right there. So you still want to be, if you still want to be a broker, if you still want to be a broker and stuff, in like housing, if you still want to be a housing broker and stuff like that, work for an application-based company, and you can still be an independent contractor right on over there. You can still do gig work. So now they're talking about pushing it on a federal level. Now they're pushing it on a federal level and stuff, which I'm saying it's not going to work. It's not going to work and stuff, man, because the whole purpose of starting the lease and the gig jobs and stuff was to get away from people paying benefits to start with. They were saying, how can we get work done, right? How can I operate as a business but not have to pay all the startup fees and the insurance fees and stuff, one company being responsible for many employees. So they looked at it. They said, well, hey, do gig work. What you do is that you don't do any kind of withholdings. You just pay the person straight up and then let them be responsible. Look at what it's going to start creating. So when they did that, now you got more CPAs out here. You got more insurance companies out. Yeah, you got more CPAs. You got more insurance companies. You got more product. You got more product and stuff that's being produced. And so they saying, well, okay, you're going to be eliminating all that, but you look at all the money that's involved in it, right? So let's use Prime for an example. So if you Google Prime, right, you'll see that Prime has in just their tanker division, in just their tanker division, they got 300 trucks, right? They got 300 trucks. So if they got 300 trucks in just their tanker division, let's just say that let's just say that 75% of them, right? Let's just say 200. All right, they got 300 trucks. 200 of the 300 trucks are in the lease program, right? They're in the lease program. Now, in order to be a contract with Prime, your truck can't be no more than 2 years old. So pretty much everybody's in the lease program. And say with just the overhead, they're charging you $2,600. They're charging you $2,600 a truck. They got 300. We're gonna keep 100 as company drivers, 200 in the lease program. If they're charging $2,600 a head off of 200 people, that's $520,000 a week. Do the math. If it's just 200, that's just in the tanker division. In the tanker division, and your overhead is $2,600, right? Off of 200 trucks, that's $520,000. So, in other words, you're telling me that they're making $1 million. They're making $1 million every other week. They're making $1 million every other week off 200 trucks. $25 million. They gonna just pass. They gonna pass over. They gonna pass over $25 million a year off of 200 trucks. Now, how many trucks and stuff that Prime got? It? That's just off of 200. How many they got in their reefer division, their flatbed? So they gonna take this money right here. They gonna take this money right here, and they gonna let the government come in and just cut all that money out, and they working with the government. They working with the government. They giving them kickbacks. They giving them kickbacks, and they got lobbyists and stuff that's in there. And you're talking about they're gonna let a labor force come in. They're gonna let a labor force come in and cut them out of just making this money right here. You got some carriers and stuff, man, that they got their whole operation is based upon the lease program. So what I'm proposing that they're going to do is that they're only going to let certain. They're only going to you can still do the lease, but there's got to be some qualifying factors. So what they're going to do, they're going to change it up and say that you got to maintain a certain number in order for you to be in the lease. So that means that if I open up myself as a carrier, I can't get unless I get a certain number of people to come in and lease on with me as a carrier. I ain't gonna be able to lease on people. I can't give you gig work unless what I'm doing is going to be guaranteeing a certain amount, and then there's got to be certain set asides and stuff that's got to be in that for me to be able to give you gig work. That's all that's going to happen. That's all that's going to happen because they're not going to take this stuff and then move it back to the way things used to be. When you work for a company and the company gave you benefit, well, the company gave you benefits and they gave you benefits and pensions and all this other stuff there. What I'm saying that the gig work saying that okay, you're responsible. You're responsible. They didn't sign that proposal and stuff, man, for 87,000 staff members with the IRS just to sit there and shut down gig work and say, okay, everybody got to go back to either being an independent contractor and stuff, right? Having your own business or going and working for somebody. They didn't do all that for that purpose. They didn't do all that for that purpose and stuff to start moving folk back. And again, remember, it's just a proposal. It's something that they're thinking about doing. But when you look at the money that's involved in it, right? When you look at the money that's involved in it, do you think that these people that sit over here that's making this money is just going to allow some government to just come in and just disrupt all that? Make no mistake about it. The lease programs, they're here to stay. Gig work is going to be here to stay. They're just going to start revamping some of the policies that go on. They're talking about revamping some of the policies that go on inside the gig work. That's all. That's all. Cause like I said, they approve AB5. Yeah, they approve AB5 and stuff. But then they still got Proposition 22, which nobody talks about. So you ain't studied up. Oh well, they put truck drive. They put the trucking sector out of business. No, they didn't. The only thing you got to do is just be an application based company. That's the only thing you got to do. You could be an application based company and stuff, and you can still be an independent contractor. One hand washes the other. One hand washes the other. They proposed it, and then at the same time, before AB5 passed, they put the proposition right there in the state, and that just went through, and nobody didn't say anything. So you got to understand the business agenda. They're not going to sit there and just let millions of dollars just go by the wayside, all because they're trying to be moral people. That's not how things. That ain't how things work. That's not the American way. Millions of dollars. Think about it. $2,600. That's the average that you pay in any lease program now. That's the average that you pay. So I'm saying off of 200, if you got 200 trucks, just 200, $520,000. If you just got 200, 25,000, that's just off the truck. $25 million, that's just off truck payment. You didn't have to have nobody but somebody. The only thing you had to do was just have the truck available and somebody sitting in the seat saying, yeah, you know what, I'm ready to work. They're gonna give all that up, and I'm gonna go back to pay. I'm gonna go back to buying the truck. We're gonna go back to the old way of doing things. I got to buy a truck now. I got to buy a truck now. Then I got to put a drive in it, and now I got to be responsible. Now I got to be responsible for the truck, the trailer operation, the driver, and I got to make sure that he's insured and he got set aside and stuff. I got to be responsible for all this money that I'm making and stuff, man. You know, I got to be responsible for that now, and I can't make no money off this dude. For what reason? All because he wants to classify himself as an employee. All because he wants to classify himself as an employee. Because you got in gig work, because you got in gig work and stuff, and you really, because you didn't understand the contract that you was reading, you don't know how to do math, you ain't get no calculator, nothing like that to start, fixing in some of the costs of what it means and stuff to be an operator. Yeah, of course, you can make it in the lease program. It's just people get in and they get comfortable, which is the whole purpose. Yeah, I want you to get in there and stuff. I want you to get in there. I want you to get comfortable because once you're comfortable, you ain't gonna do nothing. But get over here and start posting up about how great the company is, and then hey, I got you. Well, I don't want to own. I don't want to own anything. I just want to go over here and keep leasing the truck. I want to go over here and keep leasing the truck. I don't have any kind of real purpose in mind and stuff. I just want to go over here and keep paying these fees and stuff, right? And still have these headaches. And then, when I hit the wall or whatever, then I'm gonna come up here and make a video talking, oh man, don't work for them. You ain't gonna make no money. Cause meanwhile, when it was a time to go out here and get it and put your money and stuff together, to get your credit and stuff straight, so you can start building up, your business. Because this was only a temporary path for you to open up a business for yourself. Now I'm gonna just stay comfortable and snuggle right under this company. I'm gonna let them do all the work, let them do all the heavy lifting and stuff like that. You know, I ain't gonna worry about my credit. I don't need no credit. I'm not gonna worry about my credit. I ain't gonna, and, even though I'm inspiring to be about business and stuff like that, I ain't gonna learn about business stuff. I'm not gonna learn about business stuff. I'm not gonna get familiar with CPAs. Okay, well they're gonna give me a CPA. They're gonna refer me to a C. They're gonna refer me to a CPA. I'm just gonna get over here and shoot this money, and they're gonna fill the form out and stuff like that. They ain't looking for any kind of they ain't looking for any kind of things and stuff that you qualify for. It's just okay. Hey, listen. All right, you pay us the money. We'll file your paperwork. This is what you got to send off. They're not telling you anything else. They ain't getting you familiarized with any kind of tax codes that you can qualify for. None of this stuff. Okay, well, all right. Go over here and do this stuff and everything. Okay, this is what you send to the state. This is what you send to federal. See you next quarter. Okay, all right, fine, cool. You know, that sort of nonsense and stuff there. Not familiarizing yourself with business or the business agenda. And so, that's the reality. A lot of people can be in better positions, but they just choose not to be in stuff. Okay, well, I'm inspired by the fact that somebody else is out there and they're grinding and they're getting and stuff. So I'm gonna live vicariously through this person here. And I ain't gonna put no work in. I ain't gonna put no work in and stuff, but I'm gonna make it seem like I'm putting some work in. So we sit down and we start having conversations, and now the conversation come to me. No, I'm just gonna pass. Okay. Oh, you ain't got no input whatsoever. No, I ain't got no input and stuff. But I'm gonna still sit in. I'm gonna sit over here I'm gonna sit over here and make myself look intelligent when the reality is and stuff. I'm gonna let all this opportunity pass me by because I'm too ashamed to ask questions about things that's gonna help me push my business to the next level. So, whenever somebody get out here and say something, I'm gonna just amen it because it sounds intelligent. Yeah, that's right. That's right and stuff. Instead of going out here and doing my own research, what I supposed to be doing, you know. Just anybody gets up here on the internet, just say anything and stuff, any old kind of way. And as long as they make themselves look like they're intelligent, right? They put themselves in an intelligent setting, then all of a sudden now, yeah, we just go ahead and roll with that. I'm gonna roll with this person right here, and he ain't got no clue as to what he's talking about. A walking, talking contradiction. A walking, talking contradiction. Preaches about things that they don't even practice. They preach about things that they don't even practice and stuff. And so until they actually get around somebody that's practicing what they're preaching and they looking around, they saying, okay, hey man, dude, your situation, hey, what's up? Your situation, what's up, man? I mean, hey, it's not making sense. Okay. We start opening up these books and stuff, and no, I'm gonna keep the books closed because you don't understand the words in there. You don't understand the math and the words. When I'm saying, look, I'm not here to put you down. I'm just saying if you don't understand, just say you don't understand, so we can get you up to a level of understanding. Because a lot of the reasons why things go on inside this industry is because people simply do not understand. I'm not trying to belittle you or put you down or make you look dumb or whatever. It makes yourself look dumb when you put yourself in a position to think that you know what you're talking about and you don't really know. I just want to be seen. I want to be seen and heard, and nobody's gonna go in and do any kind of research about things and stuff that I say or do. When hey man, listen, I live this. I live this night and day. So I'm saying you can't. There ain't too many things and stuff that you can say or do around me, and then say, okay, oh, that's a brand new experience, or that's something that just goes on exclusively with me. No, that's not how business works. The business agenda is pretty general. It's where you take it and stuff, right? That's where it starts, to personalize or whatever. But the agenda is simple. Okay, you want to start a business? Well, you got to get some business credit. So where do you stand? Okay, I don't know. Well, let's find out. That's the first thing. Let's find out where you stand. And so where you stand at, okay, this is what it looks like. So these are the things that you got to do to fix this stuff. And some of the fixing stuff is not hard. It looks hard because yeah, you might have to put in some work, make a few phone calls, talk to a couple of people, but the real, you know, the real inner workings of things and stuff, like you ain't got to be surgical. That's why you got people out here that can do things for you. But yeah, you got to put that work in. Okay, you got to make that phone call. Okay, uh, what purchases did you make? Be truthful and honest because what they trying to do is get your credit score up. But you cool with it, staying over there in the threes and the fours and stuff like that, and they trying to get up there to the sevens and the eights because you're trying to open up business. Well, I don't really need credit and stuff. Okay, I hope that you never have to use credit. But I'm saying, I mean, I'd rather have it and not need it, not have it. Because what if you put in a situation where you finally get a contract and stuff, and then it's something consistent, but they say, hey, man, listen, I want to do business with you, but you got to have 4 trucks. You got to have 4 trucks and stuff. Here's a contract right here, and it's consistent, and we're going to go ahead and lock you in. So I know you're going to be driving the truck, but you need to go buy 3 more. You need to buy 3 more and stuff. Okay, well, this $100,000 line of credit. My credit's in good standings and stuff like that. So, let me see, let me go get a filler. I might not be buying trucks right away, but I can go down to the freight line and say, hey man, listen, I go down to freight line or Penske or Ryder or anybody else or Kenworth and say, hey man, listen, I need something for the short term, right? I need something for the short term and stuff like that, just to get a filler because I had this business contract and stuff that's consistent, you know, and I'm ready to put some people to work. I got some folk on standby now and stuff. That CPA that's doing that CPA that's taking care of your stuff. Okay, listen, man. Hey, I'm bringing on 4 more other people. I'm bringing four more other people and stuff. And so, we're going to be doing things, um, they're going to be W-2. They're going to be W-2 and stuff, right? So I need to go ahead and get my stuff established and set up and get ready to get these set-asides and stuff like that to get ready to pay these guys. I need to go over here and start really considering getting these guys some benefits, right? So I need to find the best benefit package that I can get because I already got the contract secured. So, when people get over here and they start working for you, they really feel like this is something legit right here. Oh, this ain't something that was pieced together. Oh, this is real employment right here because you give me benefits now. You give me benefits, medical and dental and vision, you know. You paying to state federal, you paying to state federal and stuff. I'm getting a paycheck from you every single week. Okay, at the end of the year and stuff like that, here's my paper. I can go down here and start filing. You know, this is it's a small business, but it's a legit business. It ain't something that's ran all janky. So they ain't got to worry about going over here to Swift and JB Hunt and Snyder and the rest of these places and stuff like that, to do the same thing for them for less pay. You're paying them a decent wage and stuff. You're paying them consistent because your contracts are on point. But you ask them, hey, listen, man, I need you to be on point. I need you to do this. I need you to do this for the sake of business, and people gonna listen to you because they know, okay, hey, look, this is something legit right here. It's something legit right here and stuff. I'm coming over here and working for you, and you know, but see a lot of small businesses that just step away from that. That's like I said, the only thing they want is validation. Some people they just want validation to go. That's why they go work for JB Hunt Snyder. And all. Okay, it's a real job. Yeah, what you got is a real job too. But you saying, well, business credit. Business is not. I don't need credit. You don't know what you. I'd rather have it. I'd rather have it and not need it. Need and not have it. What do you do when you put in a situation? You talking about that you're just going to give people just standard service? Your service is going to be support. Your service is going to be support. So if you set that bar and you set it high and stuff like that, and as that business begin to grow, they want you to grow with them. Okay, look, I want your transportation fleet. I want your transportation fleet to go, man, because you understand this thing. You understand this thing and stuff, man. I got loads coming and going. All right, Jacksonville, Florida. All right. But you saying you don't need business credit. Worst case, so you're gonna do everything with cash. The whole you get your credit and you let your credit work for you and stuff. So if you got the money, you ain't got to put the money up all at one time. You ain't got to put the money up. You ain't got to put the money up all at one time, man. Like, hey, look, as your business, as your fleet grows and stuff like that, and it's consistent. Hey, man, you're gonna have to step it up. So he's saying, well, look, you are a representation. We're a representation of each other. So hey, look, the this particular truck right here that might work for you, but like you getting people and stuff to work for you, so you want them to be on point. Hey, look, I want you to get in the truck. I want you to get in the truck and stuff, and wherever it got to go, I want it to go and stuff. I want the warranties and stuff. So if something breaks down, here's the phone number that you need to call and stuff. Somebody gonna come out there. They can't get the truck up and running. They gonna bring you another piece of equipment and stuff like that. So I ain't up 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning worrying about what the freight is or how the freight's gonna be hauled or whatever. All I got to say, look, after this time right here, if you run into this issue, you make this phone call right here, and they'll make sure that you straight. And as long as they straight and stuff, man, he ain't gonna leave you abandoned. It's gonna be kind of hard for him to talk about, man. Hey, listen, I think I'm gonna leave and go somewhere else. Where can you go? You in the best place. You in the best situation. This is where your business is going. That's the business agenda. So hey, if you never need credit and stuff, that's okay. But the thing is that you're talking about going out here and providing the service to people, and folk like you, and you're gonna start. They're gonna want you to grow. You're gonna have to grow with them. So as things begin to grow and stuff like that, you ain't trying to sit there and pay cash for every single thing. I'm saying now they sitting over here and giving you a fair. They give you you buying something at fair market value, and then they giving you uh, a low interest rate to pay for this thing. This is something that this is stuff that companies do all the time. That's how they're able to keep money in their pocket. Of course, you can go and you of course you can go buy the building now. You could go buy the equipment and stuff now. You could do that. But the thing is that they're saying they're giving you this new equipment, and you already know what you projected to make over this certain amount of time because the contract is secured, right? And then they're giving you 5 years to keep your own money in your pocket, which gives you the opportunity to invest it in other places for a return. And the only thing you got to do is use the credit that's available to you. You got the money, so I'm saying you just break it down in increments. So you ain't got to pay all that stuff at one time. You just paying them in small increments and stuff like that, monthly payments. Something that you can afford and stuff, something that you ain't gonna feel. Because it's coming right out the very money that you're making. You can go that route if you choose to go. If you're trying to build fast, because sometimes you may have to build in a hurry. If you do a job good enough, and I know you're gonna do a job good enough. So don't sit there and say, man, I'm never gonna need credit and stuff, man. Look, I'd rather have it and not need it, need not have it. you know, because the thing is that hey, you're gonna grow, Bottom line, and it's gonna be some things and stuff that you might gonna need right now and stuff. Even if you're a one truck operation. Okay, well look, hey, I got enough business and stuff for you for your one truck, man. Hey, listen, it sure would be nice if you had two other trailers. So while you out there on the road and stuff like that, we're gonna be preloading that second one. So you come on in, put that in the dock and stuff, man, and hook up to your other one. And since you got three trailers and stuff, you go ahead, drop that on up there. Come on back, grab this one. So you ain't got to wait on nothing. Business ain't always and stuff. It doesn't run. We want things to run fine and stuff, but sometimes, hey, look, you might get behind. So there ain't no point in you trying to stop here. They still got business on the other side and stuff like that. Go ahead, grab that one. You got one truck and three trailers. Business is moving refined and stuff like that. So you sitting there, you talk about, well, hey man, listen, I'm going on vacation. I'm going on vacation this week and stuff like that. You go ahead and put it on out there. Hey, listen, hey, look, I need y'all to run this operation while I'm gone for the week. Here's my trailers and stuff right there. And they ain't. Here's my trailers and stuff like that. You go on, hook on up to it. You ain't got to use your equipment. Just use mine because mine is reliable. Go ahead, hook up to it and stuff like that. You run it while I'm over here vacationing and doing whatever. Or you might just say, let me go and get out of this thing, right? Let me go and get out of it and see if I can open up other ventures, open up other ventures. Because, as the person that you're doing the contracts and stuff with, they going over there and they're trying to secure product and stuff like that. They're going to need you to go over there and say, hey, listen, this man right here, this is the person that I deal with. This is my transportation provider here. So as you going over there with understanding the terrain and stuff like that, learning the intricacies and stuff of the business because you may want to venture into some of the stuff that he's doing. But you can't do all that and stuff, man, if you ain't going into the basics of saying getting your credit and stuff straight. Because when it's time to move and stuff, it's time to move. The one that's going to secure the contract and stuff to say, hey man, listen, whatever you need, I got it. And if I ain't got it, I'm going to get it right now. Just tell me what I need. Because, again, with this credit, with the credit thing, hey, look, if it's something that you ain't feeling, you ain't really lost nothing. You ain't too hung up on trying to get your money back. You ain't too hung up on trying to get your money back. All right, this thing ain't for me and stuff like that. Somebody else might come on and pick up where they left off. All right, cool. I'm done with that and stuff. I'm free and clear. I didn't really lose nothing. I didn't really lose nothing. Stuff. I learned why I earned, or I earned why I learned. Use it to your discretion. But people talking about, man, I don't really need credit like that and stuff. See, that's what other people are telling you. The people that got good credit, that's what they're telling you. Oh, you don't need these things. You don't need to go out there and get your own authority. You don't need to go out there and get your own business. You cool right here. What's better? What's better than right here? What's better than right here and stuff, man? You don't need to grow. You don't need to expand. You do a good job for me here. I can't take care of you. I can't take care of you if you go out there and you go on your own. Stay here. Let me do the thinking for you. Let me go out here and do all the hard work and stuff like that, the so-called heavy lifting. Let me do all the thinking. You stay over here and you be an employee and stuff and let me be independent. Let me be independent and stuff. Let me go over here and create a legacy for my family. You're still a good employee though. You're a good employee and stuff. So I can pass this on down. I can put my whole family and stuff to work right on in here. And we steady expanding and stuff. I don't want you doing it. Look, you're a good driver. Just stay here. Just stay here. You don't need to be worrying about ownership. What you need? Why you need to own something? Why you need to own a truck? Why? Look at all these laws and stuff that they talking about passing that I'm not worried about. Me, the independent person, I'm not worried about it. Prime is sitting there. They're not worried. They're not worried about it. These companies and stuff, man, that are based upon, these gig jobs and stuff like that, they're not worried about it. Oh my God, they should be panicking. They're talking about shutting these operations down. They're talking about changing the labor laws. They're talking about changing these labor laws and stuff, man. It should be a full-blown panic. Oh man, we can't lease anymore. We can't do gig work. I don't know what I'm going to do. You don't want to be caught up in that. Let me worry about it. When I say that anything and everything that you can use to your whim and stuff, man, that's exactly what you do. Why? Because everybody else is doing the same thing. They got they got so much money they can go out here, they can buy. Yeah, I can buy all these trucks and stuff. Yeah, they come on out. Yeah, I'm gonna buy this truck right here, I'm gonna buy that truck. No, man. I'm subleasing it, I'm leasing this thing and then I'm gonna sublease it out. So when the leasing stuff is up, I ain't got to worry about I ain't got to worry about putting the truck out here for sale and finding somebody want to buy it and and undercutting and all that stuff there. Hey, I'm using this tool for what it's worth and I'm getting it at fair market value. Once it's done, I'm gonna turn it in and get me something else brand new. But because I was able to maintain it because of the work that you did, because you was in the truck, right? They gave me a bigger line of credit. So I'm saying, um, yeah, I know that you lease 500 trucks and stuff, man, but now you can get 1,000 trucks if you want to. I mean, you kept the payments up, right? You kept the payments up and stuff. I mean, shoot, you was paid. I mean, heck, you pretty much paid us up and stuff, within the first week or whatever. And even though the lease was for 2 years, you went on here and paid for the lease and stuff up front. So yeah, we can extend you a line of credit, whatever you need. You're gonna stay consistent with us and stuff like that. In fact, okay, Leah, let's go and get you on off here. Yep, let's go and get you on off here. But that's the deal there. But they're telling you what you don't need. They're not in a panic. They're not in a panic because they understand what their business agenda is. They know the money. They know everything that's involved in it and stuff like that. And you should know it too. You should be in that bit because they in your business. They know what you think and what you feeling and stuff, man. Look, you got to know the money that's involved in to say, oh man, that ain't gonna fly. That's not gonna fly. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, Chasing Andrew. They ain't gonna fly. You talking about millions of dollars. millions of dollars on a weekly basis. You talking, oh yeah, they're just going to shut that down because they're changing the labor laws. No, they're just changing up the way things and stuff is being. They changed up the way things and stuff that's being done from a small standpoint. But those that are already established and stuff, hey, they already got it secured. But I'm saying whatever it is that they throw at us, you got to be willing to work through all that because there's always going to be things and people out here discouraging you every single day, telling you that it ain't worth it. Because the reality is that if you're not going to make the money for yourself, you're going to be making it for other people. So you might as well make it for yourself. You might as well make it for yourself. If you don't do it for yourself, you're going to be doing it for other people. So why should anybody be doing the thinking? Why should anybody be doing all the thinking for you? You're a grown person. You know what things and stuff that's got to be done, but you got to be willing to put the work that's involved in it. It ain't gonna come overnight. Yeah, it's gonna be some setbacks. It's gonna be some setbacks. It's gonna be some times where you sit there and wish that, man, daggone, I wish I did have this money or I could do this at this particular time at that particular time. You're gonna have breakdowns. You're gonna have times where you're gonna want to move, but you can't move. You know, you're gonna have to hold your position. You got to hold your position from a strategical standpoint. A lot of places you ain't gonna want to go, and it's gonna be a lot of things that you ain't gonna want to do and stuff, but it's gonna all be worth it at the end. I can guarantee you that because once you get all this stuff down, pack it to a point to where you understand what the business agenda is, and then you put it all together. You put it all together and stuff. Then all of a sudden, like this dude is a powerhouse. This guy's a powerhouse and stuff. But yeah, you gotta look at the setbacks. You gotta look at the hard work, the sacrifice that came with that. You know, hey, while people was cozied up at home and stuff with their jobs, and when they was cozied up at being home every weekend or being home every day and stuff like that, worrying about other things except the very business itself. And now you find out that the business that you're working for, they're closing their doors. But then the person that you were saying that, you thought that it was a bad idea for him to do it and stuff, or for her to do it, hey, their doors are steady opening. Now you see them out there partying and having a good time there because, they put that work in, they put that sacrifice in. They understood what the business agenda was, and once they got it all put together, hey man, it ain't no stopping it. Unless they just get out here and just totally mismanage their money. Okay, well, hey, you know what? Since I got it, let me go out here and start buying $1 million cars and that sort of nonsense there. But hey, look, it's different. See, when you hit the lottery, you a millionaire overnight. But when you earn, while you learn, while you earn, it's kind of hard and stuff, man, to take a dollar from it because I done got beat out of money before. I learned the hustles. I learned the hustles. I learned all the tricks of the trade and stuff like that. All the sweet talk stuff. That ain't getting it. So you want my money, you're gonna have to earn it. You're gonna have to pay for my attention. I ain't falling for every little thing. Like, yeah, you got me that one time and stuff. You know, yeah, I got into this lease program and I got my butt handed to me and stuff. But hey, I learned what I did wrong, and I'm saying we're gonna do things a little differently now. Cause to be undefeated, you had to face some kind of defeat. That's what makes you undefeatable. You know what it you didn't come out here and stuff, man, start beating everybody tail and all that stuff there. You got your tail whooped a few times. You remember how it felt and stuff like that when that right hook came and then it hit you square in the face, and now it hit you square in the face and stuff like that. But then you do a review and you find out, okay, listen, when the punch comes, I can roll with it and make it seem like you hit me and stuff like that. And then you kind of that person kind of feeling good until that counter cross hook come around them. Now you got that first knockout. I'm sorry to go to violence and stuff, but I'm just saying. I mean, it's just a you. It's just a speaker point. People gonna keep saying what they saying and stuff, but the thing is that you gotta say, man, look, all right, how does this make sense as it pertains to money? How does it make sense as it pertains to money? It's like, oh, okay, all right. Then I can see them rolling this out, or I can see them rolling that out. But you know, they can people ain't gonna sit there and just start rolling stuff out, and then everybody gonna be set back. Everybody gonna be set back. No, it's got to be some money that's made because look, whatever they do to trucking, it's not just gonna affect trucking. It's other people and stuff that's involved in it. It's other people that's involved in this stuff, and they got money too. So you talking about, man? Oh, we just gonna shut all this stuff down because of you know the position of a worker? Nah, insurance companies. They just gonna okay, ain't no more leases and stuff. So I guess the insurance companies, what they gonna do? The insurance that you got to have, right? We ain't doing that no more. The CPAs, we're just gonna go on cut them on out because you got to be an employee now. Look at this thing, understand the business agenda, and don't be panicking just because somebody wants to get up here and just say some things when they talk about proposals, right? Again, a proposal is exactly what it is. It's a proposal. It's not nothing that's set in stone. You worried about things and stuff, man, that don't pertain to you. If you don't do drugs, how's that work? Okay, they doing a hair follicle test. I don't care. I don't do drugs. Now I can see if they was talking about doing a hair follicle test and then they saying, okay, well, these hair follicle tests keep coming back inconclusive, or they coming back and giving false, they giving false positives and stuff like, yeah, okay, yeah, I got something to worry about. But man, listen, you don't smoke weed, you don't do dope. What you worried about? Speed limiters and stuff like that. What you worried about? I mean, some people need to slow down anyway and stuff. I mean, you driving the truck at you driving the truck at 75 mile an hour, and then next thing you know, somebody lose control. I don't know if people follow this guy named Mike Peppers. I don't know if people follow this guy named Mike Peppers and stuff, but I mean, Mike Peppers, he was, you know, he had a nice, he worked for a company called Fellinor, yeah, Fellinor Brothers. Had a nice W900 and stuff, but he had to lay the truck down and stuff. I mean, I seen the picture of it. I thought the guy was dead from the pictures and stuff. I mean, but he posted it up. He's saying he okay. But yeah, check him out on Instagram, Mike Peppers. Look at that green W9 that he used to have, and look at that accident that he got into. Truck and trailer totally destroyed. He had to lay that truck down and stuff. I say, some people, man, look, you need to slow it down, man. Seriously. We don't get paid, honestly, we don't get paid about how fast we get it there. If we did, I say, yeah, we need to be talking about speed and stuff, man. But shoot, for most time you show up on time and they still holding you up about 8, 9 hours. So hey, it is what it is. But speed limiters, I mean, heck, you driving the truck now and stuff, your truck can't go but 65 mile an hour anyway. So what you bothered by it for? We ain't gonna know nothing till June. So people just might as well just sit here and stuff and wait for the proposal. And once the proposal come out, then we'll see what they're talking about. But again, it's not set in stone. It's not set in stone and stuff. Okay, the labor laws and stuff like that. Hey, if you're in the lease program, you still safe. You're still gonna be all right. But the thing is that what you're gonna do because you're in this lease? Are you just gonna sit there and be comfortable, or you gonna take the opportunity to get out here and get what you got, and get what you got to get? You're gonna get your credit stuff straight. You're gonna learn this business and stuff, man, and how things work. Get familiarized and stuff, man, about the next step that you're gonna be taking. Or you just gonna sit back and get comfortable. Okay, well, you know what? Hey, I'm eating good. I'm eating all right. I made a settlement this week and stuff, and that's all that matters. You sitting over here talking about you making $8,000, $10,000 and all that stuff there, and nothing comes off the top of your head and say, well, you know what, I am in this lease truck and stuff, and there are better ways of getting better trucks. It's this same truck here for a better, lower price. It's just I can't do it right now because my credit's jacked up. So let me go over here and holler at some people to get my credit and stuff straight. Understand what my situation is and stuff, and change my situation for the better because it's not going to happen by itself. It's not going to fall out the sky. I'm going to have to put my work in. I'm going to have to put my own research fact finding. Anyway, we'll go ahead and end it right there, ladies and gentlemen. It's your man right here, the one, the only, that beautiful Rhode Island Red Rooster. Telling you as always, continue to do your own research, fact finding studies, harness on your skills every day. Till next time we talk, next time we meet, y'all be safe, be easy. Peace out.